Welcome back to your YouTube channel, and for today's video we're going to be talking about tips that you should be bringing up in the bedroom, so stay tuned.
So one of the tips is talking about switching positions. So when you've probably doing missionary for a while and you're ready to switch it up. So when you're in the bedroom and vanilla is not cutting it, all you have to do is say, let's switch positions. And people usually are up to it. Unless it's like something that requires like an awkward yoga position, then I don't know. But usually people are down to switch it up. All you got to do is say, let's switch positions. That's it. Very simple. Don't overthink it. Just say it. And then switch into whatever position you think is comfortable.
Next tip, if you're into hair pulling and spanking, don't be afraid to say it. I don't think I've ever met somebody that was not into it. It's usually like they usually tend to like to pull hair or do a little spanking. Nothing crazy. Don't leave me some crazy bruises or pull out my hair, because that's where I draw the line.
Do not be afraid to tell them if they have a condom and to put it on. I usually carry some because I've been put in positions where some people are just not prepared. So it's better to be safe than sorry. Carry some yourself. There's nothing wrong with it. It's okay. Everybody uses them. And for me, I'd rather just be safe and be like, hey, put it on. Simple.
Next tip, don't overthink about having sex. It's a very intimate thing to do, but don't overthink it. When you're not relaxed, sex is not as enjoyable. And if you can't be relaxed, then maybe you shouldn't be having sex with that person, or maybe that moment is not the best moment to be having sex. But yeah, be relaxed, have fun, enjoy it.
You know, it's just nice to be upfront and honest about any STDs that they might have at the moment. Not only will it protect or help you, but them themselves from spreading anything that they might have. So let's be honest and be upfront with people. Some people are okay with it as long as, you know, you do the safe thing and use protection. So let's be honest about STDs.
But not just them, but you too. You also need to be honest and share if you have something. I don't think most people share that information, but you have to, because you wouldn't want somebody to withhold that information from you. Next tip, saying no. I think this is an important one, especially for women. If you maybe thought you wanted to have sex with somebody and then you're like, no, I'm not feeling it, say no and be like, you know what, I should head out. Or if you are in the act and maybe something happened that you didn't like or they're not respecting your wishes, you should say no too. If they're doing positions that you're not okay with, that you're not comfortable with, or forcing something that is making you really uncomfortable, you should just stop it right there and be like, enough. I've already told you, you don't want to stop, so I need to leave. So yeah, be respectful of what people ask of you, and that should go both ways, not just women with men, but men with women too.
Don't be afraid to explain any fetishes that you might have. You might like something that you think is like out of this world. Go for it. You'll be more surprised. The people that at least I've come across are very open to things, you know, as long as, you know, nobody gets hurt and it's fun. Why not? Do not be afraid or hold back on the things you like. We all like different things. Not everybody likes the same things. And who knows, you might introduce into something that they might like too. So don't be afraid to explain to them, you know, the kinks and the fetishes you're into.
What are some kinks and fetishes?
Maybe you're into like butt plugs. Maybe you like to lick butts, you know. Maybe you like for people to like pee on you or do dances or do certain acts that are just kind of like, okay, I've never done this before. Are you down? You know, people like to be tied up.
Maybe they want to stick their finger in your butt or in your vag, or, well, I'd be fingering butt while having sex, or maybe
certain name calling, certain, maybe they want you to talk to them a certain way or dress a certain way.
What's the craziest fetish or kink you've done?
I haven't, not yet. I'm not joking, I haven't, not yet. Nobody has ever been like where I'm like, oh shit, this is, you know, no, not yet. I haven't met anybody kinky enough to be like, fuck. If I could be like, fuck, that's going in the books. I know you have, but I haven't. Share yours then.
The butt plug one.
Whoa.
There's some other R-rated stuff, but I can't share that on camera because I do have a kid. You know, butt plug's still a little rated. It's still a little G-rated in my book. But the other stuff I can't share. Not yet.
Not yet. That's another video.
Next tip, oral pleasure. I've actually met a good amount of men who like going down south, who will be like, let me eat you out. But I do not like giving oral. I don't like it. But you know, I like to be a good sport every now and then.
You know what? For me, I haven't met. There's been a few that are down, and then some we just get straight to the point. So, but for me, I feel like oral's a little too personal for me. So even there's times where
that's why I say that, because I feel like oral's too personal for me. Like, you don't know their STD history and that sort of thing. So that's why I'm usually always hesitant and reluctant to do that. They want to go down on me, I'm like, still doesn't mean you can't get something from their mouth onto your vag, FYI.
But for me, I try to, I think it just depends who I'm with. I haven't been, it's not like I've been with anybody long enough, but I usually skip that part. I'm like, let's skip this part.
I'm like, you're welcome to go down south. Doesn't mean I'm going to do it. That's the other thing. If you're telling me you want to do it, don't expect it back.
That's an unfair.
Yeah, like
expectation.
Yeah, that's an unfair expectation. You know, I wouldn't force anybody to do it. I wouldn't be like, oh yeah, but don't expect for me to do it in return, because that's gonna be a meal.
Another tip: don't be afraid to use toys. So if you want to skip the whole oral, use a vibrator. It gets straight to the point. It works 100% all the time. I like it. It's easy. It's fun. And I think people should be open to them. They bring a lot of pleasure, you know. But don't get the ones with the battery, because you don't want to turn it on and then midway it dies.
Oh, that's next tip. Don't be afraid to ask either the lights on or off. I know I've met people that are like, can you keep the lights on, or can you turn them off, or turn on some candles if you want some light. I personally don't like lights on. I feel like it's really distracting.
You know what? I like a nice ambiance. I don't like it too bright, but I like it bright enough to see like what I'm doing. So I don't like it too.
Yeah, I feel like candlelit.
Or maybe the TV on.
Yeah, like the TV on, candlelit is good, because yeah, I still want to see, but I don't want it to be a super bright lit room, because I feel like it's distracting.
Or even a nice lamp. Put a shirt over it, whatever.
Yeah, and then the fucking lamp catches on fire.
Body positivity. Let me tell you, when I first started dating, and I call it a mom body, because our body does go through a lot of changes after we have children. With the stretch marks, the skin is not the same. I was pretty embarrassed, especially about my stomach. And now I've gotten to the point where, like, look, either you take it or not. It is what it is. And you know what? I've been put in instances where that's not even the case. I think it's all just me in my head being like, oh, look at this, oh, look at that. No, I think it's really nice when you're very comfortable in your body, however it is, and being enjoy it, because I feel like if you're overthinking it, you're going to be stiff, or you're going to be pulling the blankets or wanting to wear all this clothes. Let's be comfortable, because at the end of the day, that's just how it is. And I feel like people need to learn to accept it. Like, it is what it is, you know?
Plus, I also think that women overthink those things way more than men. And I've even heard men saying, like, they don't care if women have stretch marks, or they have, like, you know, some extra skin around the belly or whatever, or they're a little saggy, or their boobs are saggy. I think we as women, we sometimes overthink those things, and we shouldn't, because, you know, nobody's perfect, and, you know, I don't think most people are walking around with, like, model bodies. Not that I'd want one, but I'm just saying, like, you know, for a lot of people, it's the ideal, and it's like, well, I'm a grown-ass woman, and I feel like the older I get, the more comfortable I've gotten with my body, and I'm like, me vale madre. Like, if you don't like it, then...
And I feel like if there's going to be any adjustments or anything you're going to change, that you're comfortable with it. Not because some asshole is shaming you or telling you that you should change it.
No.
Or, you know, do X, Y, and Z. No. Do it because you're like, this is what I want, and go for it. But let's not let these people put us down because, you know, your stomach is different from an 18-year-old, or even try to compare. No, bro. No. You're either with it or you're not. If not, get your step in.
Plus, I think that also speaks to a man's maturity. If they're like being judgmental, or it's like, dude, you have a lot of growing up to do. Like, no, like, you know, women come in all shapes and sizes, just like the way men do. And oftentimes, the ones that are talking shit don't even look at themselves. So, you know, it's like, why would you point the finger?
Yeah, it's like, don't spill your insecurities onto somebody else because you haven't dealt with it. Like, that's not okay.
Right, because men also have their own insecurities, and I think for a lot of men, it's around like their penis size, you know. And just like for a lot of men, I mean, I have never personally heard women saying like, oh, I don't date men with small dicks or whatever. You know, that's something that I feel like men have to, you know, things that they have to deal with as well. And same thing for men. Like, if women are scrutinizing you for that,
that's not worth
okay.
it.
Yeah, that's not worth it.
Yeah, I feel like it goes both ways.
Yeah.
We shouldn't. Because
men also have stretch marks. Men also have bellies. Men also have, you know, flabby, loose skin, just like women. So I think both genders have their own set of things that we worry about that look different. You know, us as women will worry about saggy tits, right? Because that's what society tells us. Like, oh, you're not supposed to love your body, but you should, especially when it comes to sex, because it can be such an enjoyable thing. And if you're just laying in bed thinking about like your stretch marks and maybe a little extra fat that you have going on, like, no, you're not gonna enjoy it. You're not gonna enjoy it.
You know, so let's be comfortable in our bodies and have some good ass sex.
I think for me, one of the scariest times I had sex was like almost getting caught. That's no fun. The cops.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so this was a while back. This guy that I was dating, we would always have sex in the car because we would have sex like earlier in the day, and we would we'd have sex by the park. We'd always go to the same place, and I think that the neighbors started catching on because I think they're the ones who called the cops.
Oh my god.
And inevitably, like, your windows are gonna start to fog up, and the windows were all foggy, and I think that that's what usually gave it away. So the cops show up, they pull up right next to my car, and he gets his baton, he's like tapping it on my window, but the funny thing was that the cop pulled up with this woman sitting in the passenger seat, and she was just wearing like regular civilian clothes, and I was like, what is going on here? Did you just come from having sex in your car? And like, we were both sitting in the back seat, and he's like, what are you guys doing? And I had the sunroof open, and he's like, what are you guys doing? And I was like, nothing, we're just stargazing. He knew, but we weren't doing anything. He didn't catch us like naked or anything like that. So he was just like, well, can you move from here because the neighbors are complaining?
Wow.
It was an empty ass block too, so
fucking nosy ass neighbors. Let people have fun, you little jerks.
Yeah. So then what we started to do after that was like, we would just switch up the blocks. So don't stay in the same spot. The other thing is, the scary thing about getting caught having sex in public is that if you get caught and they actually catch you and you get fined and all of that, they also make you register as a sex offender.
So be careful if you're having any outdoor
activities.
Yes, be very careful. So I'll share one little quick story of mine. I met this guy and I waited for his shift to end, and we couldn't go to his place and we couldn't go to my place. So I was like, we'll do it in the car. And let me tell you, I've never done it in the car. But let me tell you, you get so creative in the car when it comes to switching it up or trying to make it work. Let me tell you, that is by far the best fun sex I've ever had, was the back seat. Air conditioner on, tinted windows. But yes, I would say you still got to keep that eye out for the cops. But I would say by far, car sex has been the best. I'm like, you did good. We did good. We didn't get caught and we had fun. So if you guys could find a very low key spot, try it out.
Oh my god. I have another sex story. In the car too. It should be like in the car series or something.
Mm-hmm.
This one was like in broad daylight. Me and this person, we were pretty tipsy. We had gone to go have drinks during the day. He was flying out of LAX, so we were like in the area, and it's right next to El Segundo, so we were like close by the beach. and we were having sex in the car, and I remember seeing people walking by. I'm sure they saw us. I am sure that they saw us, and you could just literally see the car moving. The car that I have now is small. That thing, a rock can push the car. Like,
it was in your car?
Yes. It was in my car. Shit, maybe. I think I just need an SUV that will hold like an air mattress in the back seat. Like, you lower all the seats, and if it's like a thin mattress.
We should just get a Hummer. They're high. I don't think you're gonna be able to really rock that bitch. Just fuck it.
And we'll just like share the payments and share when we need it.
Yeah. Be like, hey, you got the penthouse tonight?
No, actually, my favorite place to go have sex is a hotel.
Not the ones that smell though.
I said a hotel.
Oh.
I didn't say a motel.
Oh.
Although I know some good motels. But hotels, I think are the best, you know? You don't have to worry about like your neighbors watching you come in.
Somebody opening your door. You could do it in all over the fucking room, in the shower, sleep naked, wake up naked, all of it.
Or mostly because we don't have central AC in our house. But when you go to a hotel, it's like there's central AC, you know? Don't fucking jizz all over the place because that's fucked up for the person who has to do it.
But you won't sweat because the AC's on.
The AC's But I've had some of the most enjoyable sex at hotels.
Cars and hotels. Check, check.
Cars and hotels. Thank you for watching today's video. We hope you guys enjoy it. Share with us some of your tips, tricks, kinks, and fetishes in the comments. We will see you guys in our next video.
Bye.